Today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about my Zoom P4 podcast mixer. Me doing podcasts and different TikTok videos and also live videos, there were so many different ways to be able to pull in the audio. And because of limitations with TikTok and because I need to be able to caption videos, I needed something that could take all of that and do all these different things. And that's why I came with the Zoom P4. Here's my setup here. So we got my mic. Here's the mixer right here. Here's my computer. And here's my ring light. So that way I have my face. I have the microphone. I have my headphone plugged in the mixer. Everything's right here. And it's super easy for me to navigate the Zoom P4. It is a little bit like when you've never touched one of these before, it feels a little cheap. But after you start kind of getting used to it, you realize it's just really light. It's got good structure. The thing I really love about this is everything tactile. So you got the power button, and that's the one I wish it was a little bit more distinct. So there's two TRRS ports, one's an input and output, where you can plug a TRRS cable into to connect your phone to, but you have to use a cable for that. Zoom sells a Bluetooth dongle. I'm still debating if I should buy that or not, but we'll see. There are 4 little buttons that are called the sound pad. The nice thing though, there's only 4 buttons. So the first far button is the menu button. You can get into the menu, go into the settings, you change the sound pad, you can export files. There's so many cool things about this mixer. It's going to take a little bit of time to work through some of this stuff. So the other thing about this mixer, it does take an SD card. So you need to get a brand new SD card, and then you need to format it, and it will create all the different channels. I have already pre-approved licensed music. I then download a bunch of sounds that work for my live streams and put it into the mixer. You take the SD card and you download all the music that you want onto the SD card, and then you put it on the sound pad, and then you play the sound pad to play all the music. And then you can make it loop or random. So then you get the music and you get my microphone. Something that's huge. And one of the main reasons why I went with this mixer. It gives you 5 channels. So channel 1 is just a straight up XLR. Channel 2 is another XLR. And there's some switches. You can then do it on just a normal mic or a condenser mic, which is what I use. And this is what I'm talking to you on. One of the things in the manual, it talks about if you're going to plug in a new mic, turn it on to non-condenser, so that way it doesn't destroy the board. Then turn it on to condenser. Then you're going to have channel 3. One, you can put an XLR into it, but it has the ability to receive the phone call. There are 3 stages that you can switch that knob above the XLR, so that way you're recording from the phone, not through the XLR. Alright, channel 4. That one, again, takes XLR, and then it has computer, aka USB. So that way, if you're doing like a live stream, you can then push sound into the computer and sound back out. You can receive it through the computer, put it into the mixer, and then have your audio come through the mixer, back into the computer, out to the person that you're doing the interview with. So it's a really well put together connection through the computer. When I'm live streaming, I use the NTG Rode mic. Part of it is I don't really want something connected to my body and how much water that gets on me when I'm doing clay. The issue though is getting that microphone into the mixer because it takes a USB-C or a headphone jack. Because I'm not familiar with all this technology, I learned that, I can take an XLR to a 1-inch headphone jack. And I'm like, perfect. So this takes in the microphone, and I can run it through XLR and put it on channel 2. So then that way I can set that up and pull in the microphone from the Rode NTG into the mixer and play the music at the same time. Now I'm then spitting it all out to the TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch to be able to provide the experience that I've always wanted to for all of my platforms. It has the power that you need to be able to do the different parts of the microphone, and it's all portable. Because I go from my studio into my office, and I do all of that at the same time. The last thing is, most of the buttons, everything I needed to be able to make sure I could get access to quickly, I could do by tactile. for the most part, I haven't had too many problems. I just need to adjust the gain and the volume, and then we're pretty much good from there. Alright, so we've gone full circle. That is essentially how the mixer works. And by the way, this whole recording was done right onto the Zoom P4. I'm really impressed, and I love how my voice sounds with it. I couldn't be more happy. It's the best $250 I've ever spent.